Good morning, everyone. How are you?
We're fine, sir.
We
That's
are
great.
fine, sir.
So I would like to request you all, please turn on your video, okay? Because when if you do not turn on your video, then you might be out of the classroom. So if you want to study and if you want to be in the classroom, then it is compulsory that your video should be turned on. All right? Any confusion there? All right. Now, so without any further delay, let's get started. Okay? So let me repeat what we learned yesterday. So in the meantime, the students will be joining the classroom. So yesterday we learned about the pulley. All right. So we learned about basically the pulley can be classified into three sections. All right. The pulley can be categorized into three categories. First, please switch to your microphone. Suman, please turn off your microphone. So basically, pulley can be classified into three categories. There are three types of pulley. Okay. The first pulley that is fixed pulley. So we all are quite familiar about fixed pulley. Okay. Again, there is some kind of disturbance. All right. Who is that? Will you please turn off your microphone? All right, so I would like to request you all to please turn off your microphone, okay? So when you want to talk, if you have any queries or if you have any question, then in that case you can talk. Otherwise, your microphone should be turned off, okay? All right, now, okay. What I was saying is, so yesterday we discussed about the pulley. So basically, pulley can be classified into three categories. The first one that is fixed pulley. So we already discussed about fixed pulley, and the second one that is movable pulley. We also discussed about the movable pulley in our previous class, and the last one is called the combined pulley. Okay, combined pulley, that is also known as block and tackle pulley, that is also known as compound pulley, and that is also known as block and tackle pulley, compound pulley. Okay, so it has many names, so don't be in confusion. All right. Okay, anyway, now we also discuss about the block and tackle pulley. So let me repeat for the last time again, okay? Because some of you, I thought that you people are confused about that one, block and tackle pulley. Okay, so for the last time, I'm going to repeat. Okay, so are you ready? Okay, so again, I would like to request you to please turn turn on your video, all right, so that I could see your face properly. Okay, so anyway, without any further delay, let's get started. All right, Marika, please get a position. And Niranjan, I cannot see your face properly, so please will you fix your camera? And Prasanna Shrestha, why your video is off? And again, Onyx Shrestha. Onyx Shrestha, yesterday also you were in same position, and today also same. Okay, Onyx, where have you been? Why did you keep your video off, huh? Anyway, now let's get started, alright? Let me share the screen so we shall learn from the slide. So please look on the slide, alright? So look on the screen and try to get something, okay? Try to learn something from the screen, alright? Okay, let me share the screen, okay? So it is our slide, okay? Let me maximize it. All right, now, so so this is what we learned yesterday. So I'm going to repeat for the last time again. Okay, so all right, so these are some figures of the movable pulley. Now this is block and tackle pulley. So let me repeat again for the last time. So as I told you earlier, the pulley system formed by mixing two pulleys. Okay, the pulley system which is formed by mixing two pulley. The first one that is movable pulley, and the second one that is fixed pulley. So when these pulleys are combined, okay, a new pulley system will be formed. So that new pulley system is called block and tackle pulley. And you can go to the next paragraph there. So block and tackle pulley changes the direction of force and multiplies the effort. So basically it is one of the most important pulley system, because block and tackle pulley not only changes the direction of force, okay, it also multiplies the effort. Okay, it also multiplies the effort. That means by applying less effort, by applying less force, we can carry a heavy load. Okay, by applying less effort or by applying less force, we can carry heavy load by the help of block and tackle pulley. Okay, so block and tackle pulley is designed, or block and tackle pulley is made to have the advantage of fixed pulley as well as uh, movable pulley. So to have the advantage of fixed pulley, okay, and movable pulley, we can use block and tackle pulley. All right, and you can go to the third paragraph again. So block and tackle pulley is designed to have the advantage of fixed pulley and movable pulley at the same time. So at the same time, if you want to have the advantage, or at the same time if you want to change the direction of force, And at the same time, if you want to multiply the force, in that case you can use block and tackle pulley. Okay, so this is all about block and tackle pulley. So these are some pictures of the block and tackle pulley. Okay, so these are the pictures of block and tackle pulley. So this upper one, black one, it is fixed pulley. It is also fixed pulley, and the lower one, that is movable pulley. It is movable pulley. So when all these pulleys are combined, a new pulley system will be formed, that is called block and tackle pulley. Okay, and the same picture is, another picture is here. The upper one, this is movable pulley. These are movable pulley. Sorry, these are fixed pulleys, and the lower one, they are movable pulleys. Okay, and when the rope is pulled, then this load goes upward by applying less effort. So these are some examples of the block and tackle pulley. Okay, so this we learned about block and tackle pulley in our previous class, that is yesterday. Okay, we learned about this one yesterday. Now today we are going to learn one of the most important, okay, one of the most important type of simple motion, that is wheel and axle. Okay, so before I discuss about the definition, let me show you some picture. All right, so these are the pictures of wheel and axle. Okay, you see this is another yet picture of wheel and axle. So basically a wheel and axle has two big, you can say two there are two cylinders. Okay, there are two cylinders. One, this bigger one is one cylinder, and the lower, that is smaller one, it is another cylinder. Okay, the big cylinder is called wheel. यो ठुलोलाई भन्छौँ wheel. Okay, the big cylinder is known as wheel, and the smaller one, this is axle. And you know one thing, both of these wheel and axle, they are combined, they are attached to each other. Okay, they are coaxial, you can say they are coaxial simple machine. Okay, see another picture again, look at this one. Okay, you can see another picture there. Okay, so this bigger one, is called wheel, and the smaller one, this is called axle. Okay, and okay, when the wheel is rotated, all right, when we after we apply force, the wheel starts to rotate, and when wheel rotates, the load goes upward by the help of rope. Okay, so actually wheel and axle is a simple machine, and it is another picture, it is doorknob. Okay, you might know this one, it is a doorknob, and it is a string roller. Okay, in Nepal it is called latai. It also has two cylinders. This smaller one is axle, and the bigger one is wheel. Okay, and wheel and axle, they are combined to each other, and when the wheel rotates, okay, the axle also rotates. All right, so this is the picture of wheel and axle. Okay, all right, now let us go to the definition. Okay, so basically wheel and axle is a simple machine. Okay, wheel and axle is simple machine having two coaxial. You know the meaning of coaxial? Coaxial means joined or attached. Okay, coaxial means joined or attached. All right, so you can write here in place of coaxial. So for your convenience, let me give the meaning of this one. Okay, attached. Coaxial refers to attached. So wheel and axle is a simple machine having two coaxial cylinders. All right, it has two coaxial cylinders. Okay, you can see on the picture here. Okay, let me maximize the screen. See here, this bigger one. Okay, this bigger one is called wheel, and this is smaller one, which is a kind of horizontal. Okay, it is axle. If we talk about this one, this is the bigger wheel, which is called, this is the bigger cylinder, which is called wheel, and this one is the smaller cylinder, which is called axle. And you know one thing, as I told you earlier, wheel and axle are joined together. Okay, they are attached to each other. एकअर्कामा जोडिएको हुन्छ है. Let's go to the definition. So wheel and axle is a simple machine having two coaxial cylinders. Okay, coaxial, the meaning of coaxial, that is attached. All right, and cylinder, so you can see here. Okay, this is one cylinder, big one, and the other one, this is small cylinder. And when this is big cylinder and this one is small cylinder, and these cylinders are joined. Okay, these two cylinders are joined to each other. All right, you can see the next figure here. This is the rim of the bicycle. Okay, it is the rim of the bicycle. This bigger one, okay, you can see here, this bigger one is called wheel, and this smaller one, it is called axle. All right, so wheel and axle are joined with each other. Okay, they are not independent, actually they are fixed together. Okay, so this is called wheel and axle. So see here, so wheel and axle is a simple machine having two coaxial cylinders, okay, of different radii. What does it mean? What does the radii mean? Radii is the plural form of the radius. Okay, radii means the plural form of the radius. One एउटालाई मात्र भन्दा radius भन्ने र धेरै छ भने radii. Okay, so that is the plural form of radii. That means what this sentence is trying to say. What does different radii stand for, or what does it mean? It means they are of unequal size. Okay, this is, look at this one, it is, since the wheel is big one, so it has big radius, and since the axle is a smaller one, so it has a small radius. That's why wheel and axle is a simple machine. Wheel and axle is a simple machine having two coaxial cylinders of different radii. Okay, so in this case, load is attached at one end and effort is applied on the other end. So you can see on the figure here. So this is load. Load is kept on the axle side. Always we put load on axle. Okay, this is axle. जहिले पनि हामीले लोडलाई एक्जलमा राख्छौं, and we apply effort on the wheel. Okay, on the bigger cylinder. Okay, the bigger cylinder, on bigger cylinder we apply effort, and on small cylinder, that is also called axle, we apply, so we keep that load. So if you talk about this one, okay, at this point we apply effort, and at this point the load is attached. Are you clear? And if you talk about this one, okay, this is wheel and this is called axle. All right, so this round one, big one, is called wheel and this is called axle. And when the wheel is rotated, जब यो घुम्छ नि, by the help of this rope, this bucket comes upward. Okay, so just keep it in your mind. Okay, keep it in your mind that when wheel rotates, axle also rotates. When wheel moves, axle also moves. जब wheel move हुन्छ तब axle पनि move हुन्छ. Okay, so just keep it in your mind that on wheel we apply force or we apply effort, and on axle we put load. So this is called, all right, now let me get back. Okay, so see there, wheel and axle is a simple machine having two coaxial cylinders of different radii. Load is attached at one end and effort is applied on the other end. Okay, so example, example, steering of car. Have you seen the steering of car? गाडी को steering हुन्छ नि, ड्राइभरले सो लेफ्ट राइट रोटेट गर्नुहुन्छ नि, that is steering of car. Door knob, this is the figure of door knob. See here, it is door knob. This is called string roller. Door knob, ढोकाको लक खोल्ने खालको, that is door knob. It is also the example of wheel and axle. And this is the figure of string roller, latai. In Nepali it is called latai. It is also the example of wheel and axle. And this is also the example of wheel and axle. It is the example of wheel and axle. It is the example of wheel and axle. So these are some examples of the wheel and axle. So examples you can see on the screen there: steering of car, door knob, swing machine, string roller. These are some examples of the wheel and axle. Okay, so this is all about wheel and axle. So students, are you clear about wheel and axle? Any confusion? Any confusion there? If you have confusion, then you can talk to me. Okay, so listen once again. So wheel and axle is a simple machine having two cylinders. Okay, it contains two big cylinders. All right, okay, it contains two big cylinders. Can you see the picture there? All right, you can see this is, or if you have book, any books on it, you can go to the page number 40 and there is the figure of wheel and axle. Okay, not 40, 41. Okay, anyway, I share you some picture. I share you the picture, or do one thing. Okay, so open a book and go to page 41 right now. If you have book, just open a book and go to page 41. All right, so there you can see the picture. Okay, all right, so on that picture, on the upper one, so if you go to the figure 3.16, okay, if you go to the figure 3.16, okay, there is the figure of wheel and axle. So as I told you earlier, wheel and axle is a simple machine having two cylinders. It has two big cylinders. It has two cylinders. Okay, one cylinder is big and other cylinder is small. So the big cylinder is called wheel and the smaller one is called axle. All right, picture you can let me share the screen once again. Okay, see, look at the picture here. See the picture. Okay, so this is called the big cylinder. All right, yeah, so this is big cylinder. This one is small cylinder. Big cylinder is called wheel. Okay, big cylinder is called wheel. All right, so if I just a second, okay, big cylinder is called wheel. So what I say is that the big cylinder is called wheel. It's called wheel, and the smaller one is called axle. Spelling is this. Okay, so the big cylinder of the big cylinder is called wheel. All right, so the big cylinder is called wheel and the smaller one is called axle. So do not forget these words. All right, so if I share the picture, if you see on this picture, so this is called the big cylinder. Okay, if I magnify this, so this is called the big cylinder. Okay, this one is called big cylinder. Or you can see here, this round one, the rim of the bicycle, this is big cylinder and this is the smaller one which is called axle. And you should understand one thing. You should understand that both of these cylinders, both of these cylinders, big cylinder and small cylinders are joined, जोडिएको हुन्छ, टाँसिएको हुन्छ के. They are not free to move alone. Okay, एकलाई छुट्टा-छुट्टी घुम्दैन यिनीहरु. They are not allowed to move freely. Okay, since they are joined. So when wheel rotates, all right. So when this wheel moves, when wheel rotates, axle also rotates and vice versa. Did you get the point? जब यो चक्का घुम्छ नि, जब यो चक्का घुम्छ, wheel पनि घुम्छ. Sorry, जब यो wheelलाई नेपालीमा चक्का भनिन्छ, जब यो चक्का घुम्छ, यो axle पनि घुम्छ. And then that's when it stops, it also stops. Or when this axle revolves, when this axle moves, this wheel also moves. Okay, so that's why they are called a continuous lever. Okay, so you should understand one thing. एउटा कुरा बुझ्नुपर्छ तपाईहरुले. Okay, so see that. Note. Just keep it in mind. That is important note. Okay, when wheel rotates. Okay, you know the meaning of rotate. Rotate means moves. All right, moves around. Rotate भन्छ. When wheel rotates, okay, axle also rotates and vice versa. Okay, when wheel rotates, axle also rotates. That is vice versa. Vice versa means what? Vice versa means here. Okay, when wheel rotates, okay, axle also rotates and vice versa. Vice versa means when axle rotates, wheel also rotates. That is called vice versa. जब चक्का घुम्छ, axle पनि घुम्छ. जब axle घुम्छ, चक्का पनि घुम्छ. Because why? Because both wheel and axle are attached to each other. That means they do not move freely, or they do not move alone, right? They do not move alone. All right, wheel and axle, they do not move alone, they move together. Okay, because why does it happen? Because wheel and axle, they are joined with each other. Okay, they are held by the screw, they are tight, they are fixed together by the help of screw. That's why when one component rotates, other component also rotates. So when wheel rotates, axle also rotates and vice versa. So this is the meaning of vice versa. Okay, so students, are you clear about that one? Are you clear about wheel and axle? Okay, now Sadish Thapa, will you please unmute your microphone? Now tell me something about wheel and axle.
Wheel and axle is a simple machine have attached cylinder of different radii.
Okay, yes, good.
Some examples of it are doorknob, steering of a car.
Just a second, okay. So what is the name of that big cylinder? And what is the name of small cylinder?
Axle.
Axle. And why does wheel and axle, they rotate together? Why they do not
because
move alone?
They are attached to each other.
Yes, that's why they are called coaxial. They are called coaxial cylinders. Okay, since it contains two cylinders and both of these cylinders are joined, attached, like my finger. My both fingers are attached or not?
Yes,
in
sir.
the same way, two cylinders are joined. The bigger cylinder is called wheel and the smaller cylinder is called axle. They are joined. And when wheel rotates, what happens when wheel rotates? Axle also rotates. Or what happens when axle rotates? When axle rotates, wheel also
rotates.
That's why wheel and axle is a simple machine having two coaxial cylinders. Okay, having two attached cylinders. The bigger cylinder is called wheel, and the smaller cylinder is called axle. When wheel rotates, axle also rotates, and vice versa. Okay. So the example I gave you, steering of car. Gadi steering. Have you seen that one? Steering of car, steering of truck, steering of bus. That the driver that rotates. Have you seen that one?
Yes,
The
sir.
driver that rotates the steering, and when the steering is rotated, the car goes left and right. Okay, it changes the direction. Okay, so that is called steering of car. Steering of car is also the example of the wheel and axle. So let me share you the picture of steering of car. Okay, I shall show what the steering of car is. All right, so just give me some seconds. Okay, steering of car. All right, you can see. Okay, let me share you the picture. All right, this is called the steering of car. All right, it is here. Look at this figure. Let me magnify it. Okay, you might have seen this one, isn't it? So this is called the steering of car. Okay, the steering of car is one example of the wheel and axle. All right, not only steering of car, steering of bus, steering of truck. Okay, steering of dozer. These are some examples of the wheel and axle. Okay, so students, are you clear about wheel and axle? Any confusion there? Any confusion there? Okay, Diksha, will you please unmute once? Unmute your microphone for a while.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what is wheel and axle.
Wheel and axle is a simple machine having two coaxial cylinders of different
Coaxial.
radii.
Coaxial. Okay, don't say coaxial. It is coaxial. Okay, please begin. Start once again.
Wheel and axle is a simple machine having two coaxial cylinders of different radii.
Very good. Now, what happens when wheel rotates?
When the wheel rotates, the axle also rotates with it.
Why does it happen? Why? What happens? Why does it happen? Why both of these structures rotate?
This happens due to because they are attached to each other.
They are attached to each other. Okay, very good. Since wheel and axle are attached, they are joined together. That's why when wheel rotates, axle also rotates. Very good. Rivas, any confusion? Rivas West, any confusion? Abbas Morrison, any confusion? Okay, Abbas, tell me what is wheel and axle?
Axle is a simple machine having two cylinders joined.
Mm-hmm.
Big cylinder is called wheel and small cylinder is called axle.
All right, good. Okay, very good. Fine. Now, so, all right, now let me, okay, in examination, this question might be asked, okay? This is one of the most important question, all right? So let me give you the question. So just let me share the screen, okay? And you'll be able to see what's written on the screen, all right? So look at the screen, please. So this might be one of the important questions. So why wheel and axle is called a continuous, or you can say why wheel and axle is called a continuous lever. So the question might be asked in this way. It is one of the most important questions, okay? Why wheel and axle is called a continuous lever? The answer is here. Or if you want to write, then you can write, okay? So when, since, or you can write in a wheel and axle, okay? In wheel and axle, in a wheel and axle, okay? Both big and small, in a wheel and axle, both big and small cylinders are attached, due to which when wheel rotates, the axle also rotates. So it is called a continuous. So it is called a continuous lever. All right. So this is the answer of this one. Okay. So why we? Okay, this is the question. Why wheel and axle is called a continuous lever? So in a wheel and axle, both big and small cylinders are attached. Okay, since both of these cylinders are joined attached, due to which when wheel rotates or when wheel moves around, the axle also moves around. So it is called a continuous lever. Okay, because of this fact, it is called a continuous lever. It is one of the most important questions. When wheel rotates in a wheel and axle, when wheel rotates, axle also rotates. So it is called the continuous lever. That means when axle rotates, wheel also rotates. So because of this fact, it is called a continuous lever. All right. Okay. So students, are you clear about that fact? Did you understand that one? Did you understand? Okay, Mukta.
Yes, sir.
Why do you think wheel and axle is a continuous lever?
Wheel and axle, both cylinder of wheel and axle are joined together. So when the wheel rotates, the axle also rotates, and when axle rotates, the wheel also rotates. So they are called continuous lever.
Good job. Wonderful. Yes. So I hope you people are clear. So did you write the answer of that question? Did you understand? If you have understood, no need to write, okay? Just keep it in your mind, all right? Now let me go to the second question again. That is also important one, all right? So usually, let me share you the figure, okay? Let me share you one figure again. Look at this figure. Look at this figure, okay? Okay, let me maximize this, or let me, all right, anyway, I think you can see this figure. Can you? Okay, now the bigger one is called wheel. This is called the big cylinder, which is called wheel, and this is called where the rope is tied. Okay, जहाँ डोरी लगाइएको छ, where the rope is tied. This is called the small cylinder. Just see, actually त्यहाँ हेर्नुस् त सबैजनाले. The small cylinder contains a load. This bucket is taken as a load. Okay, the small cylinder contains load, and we apply force on the big cylinder. Okay, so usually in a wheel and axle, force is applied on the big cylinder. Okay, this is called the big cylinder or wheel, and the load is kept on the small cylinder or axle. Did you get the point? So in wheel and axle, it has two cylinders, one big one and the other one is small. So usually we apply force or effort on the big cylinder. Raj Shrestha, where did you go? Raj Shrestha, where did you go? Raj, where did you go? Please, will you
Sir,
unmute the mic once? Where did you go?
I was here.
Why did you turn off a video then? This is funny, okay, boys, just follow the instruction, okay? Anyway, so as I told you earlier, I forgot now. This happens when you interrupt me at the middle. Okay, yes. So basically, in case of wheel and axle, there are two cylinders. There are two coaxial cylinders. The bigger cylinder is called wheel, and the smaller one is called axle. Okay. So usually force is applied on the big cylinder. जहिले पनि force हामीले effort चाहिँ big cylinder मा लाउँछौं र load चाहिँ small cylinder मा राख्छौं. Okay, that is the rule of wheel and axle, isn't it? But why? किन त्यसो गरेको? Why do we apply force on the big cylinder and why do we keep load on the small cylinder? Do you have any idea about it? Anyone want to answer the question? Okay, voluntarily. If you want to answer the question, then you can raise your hand, okay? Why do we apply force on the big cylinder and we keep load on the small cylinder in wheel and axle? Why do we do that?
Because so if we
Yeah, okay,
rotate
Rohan,
the
please go on.
wheel, then it multiplies the effort and makes it easier to carry the load. But
Say once again, boy. Just say once again. I did not hear properly.
because if we rotate the wheel, then it multiplies the effort and makes it easier to carry the load. But if we rotate the axle, then it multiplies the speed.
Now, actually, you know one thing. He tried. Actually, he's right. Okay, he said answer correctly. And let us talk about that wheel. The size of wheel is big, isn't it? The size of wheel is big. And if you talk about the axle, then size of axle is small. So if we apply force on the big cylinder or wheel, then the effort arm will be more. Okay, when we apply as last time we discussed that when the effort arm increases, effort will be multiplied. जब effort arm बढ्छ, effort multiply हुन्छ. We have learned that in lever, okay? In first class lever and even in second class lever, okay? Since first class lever and second class lever, they multiply the effort because they have longer effort arm. In the same way, if we apply force on the big cylinder, then since the big cylinder has a greater effort arm, which is why the effort will be multiplied. Okay, the effort will be multiplied. So by applying less effort, we can easily get the job done. Okay, so usually we apply force on the big cylinder because when you apply force on the big cylinder has longer or bigger effort arm, and when the effort arm increases, the force applied by we or the force applied by the user will be multiplied. Okay, so by applying less force, we can get the job done. So because of this fact, so due to this reason, we apply force on the big cylinder and we keep load on the small cylinder. Any confusion? Okay, Diksha, unmute please.
Yes, sir.
What is the reason of keeping load on the small cylinder and applying force on the big cylinder in wheel and axle?
Sir, can you repeat the question?
What is the reason of applying force on the big cylinder and keeping load on the small cylinder of wheel and axle?
In the big cylinder, we apply the force. In the big cylinder, we applied the force.
Or you can see. Okay, just a second. So what is the reason of applying force on wheel? Wheel is a big cylinder, isn't it? What is the reason of applying force on big cylinder or wheel and keeping load on the small cylinder or axle? What is the reason behind it?
Because in the wheel we applied the effort in the wheel, effort or force in the wheel, which is why it will be easy to. Which is why the axle also will rotate with the wheel and it will be easy to lift the load.
Okay, Mukta, will you please try once? Same question goes to you.
Due to the difference of radius, when we apply the force on the wheel, then the effort arm increases, and when the effort arm increases, the applied force also increases, and we can do more work using less effort.
Very good. That is the answer. Okay. So when we apply force or when we apply effort on the big cylinder, the effort will be multiplied. The effort will be multiplied. So by applying less effort, we can get the job done. Okay, the force becomes high, the force is multiplied, and we can get the job done. So have you seen sewing machine? Luga silaine machine to sabaile dekhnu bhako cha. Have you seen that one?
Yes, sir.
Sewing machine. Okay, and then let me show you the figure of sewing machine. Okay, I think we have some time, some minutes left, so let me share the picture. All right, just a second. Okay, all right, now, okay, just a second. All right, sewing machine. Okay, not this one. All right, just a second. Okay, this is the figure of sewing machine. All right, okay, just let me this is the figure of sewing machine. This, yeah, no, say, part. Can you see this one? Okay, I put their cursor. More cursor I have. So this is called wheel. I hope you can see it. And this is wheel, and this one, the smaller one, it is called axle. And the wheel and axle, they are joined by this rope. Yeah, धागो जस्तो हेर्नुस् यहाँ brown color को यो rope जस्तो यो दुवै सिलिन्डरलाई जोडेको छ हेर्नुस् हैन. You can see here the bigger, this is called the bigger cylinder, or you can see wheel, and this one is the smaller one, and these cylinders are joined by the rope. यहाँ rope छ तपाईले देख्नु भएको छ. And अब the person, the user, or the person who uses the machine, यहाँ हेर्नुस् उले यहाँ खुट्टाले पाइलाले यसलाई रोटेट गराउँछ. And when the wheel rotates, यो wheel actually rotate हुँदाखेरि यहाँ force लगाउँछ उले, यहाँ force लगाउँछ. At this point the user applies force at this wheel, and when the force is applied, when this rotate once, यसले actually single rotation गर्दाखेरि यसले धेरै चोटी घुमिसकेको हुन्छ के यो. When this wheel rotates, when this wheel completes a single cycle or single rotation, यो धेरै चोटी घुमिसकेको हुन्छ र यो स्विङ मसिन धेरै चोटी तलमाथि गरिसकेको हुन्छ र यसले कामलाई धेरै लुगा सिलाउनलाई हेल्प गर्छ. Okay, so that means when you apply force on the big cylinder, the effort will be multiplied. Okay, and due to which we can get the job done easily. Okay, so this is all about simple machine. Okay, sorry, sewing machine. So are you clear about that one? Do you have any kind of confusion? Abbas Paudel, any confusion about any confusion?
In the classroom, okay?
Sir.
Divaska?
Yes, sir.
Divaska,
That
I could not see your face. Okay, your camera is off. Why so?
nothing, yes, sir.
Yeah, you were
Sir,
saying
then
something.
put that slide in the Google Classroom, okay?
Sorry? Yeah, of course. Yeah. I will do that. Don't you worry. I will do that. Not to worry. Okay. So anyway, did you understand anything about? Do you have any problem in today's class?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Very good. We are almost end of the today's classroom. All right. So I shall give you some questions, and I shall put